Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Old Guy Farmer's Single Player Challenge. This is day 4 of autumn in year 2. This should be episode number 40. Hello Northeast Rail, how are you doing? Let's go ahead and get on in here. We've got just a few more days of grass bale wrapping, and then we'll be back into the forest cutting down trees, earning some money. So let's see what we need to do today. I know the first thing I want to do is I want to see what our sheep are going to cost us. I'm expecting them to be rock bottom price here any day now. 2 days ago they got down to $31.59, but I'm pretty sure we can get them a little lower than that. I think when we bought them last year they were just over $3,000, so let's get on at it. There we are, $30.79, everybody. That's the price we've been looking for. Autumn day 4 is the rock bottom price to buy us some sheep. So I want to get 200 total sheep. So how many do we need to buy to do that? We need to buy 82 sheep. It's $16,400 if we were to have them delivered. I don't think we're going to do that. We're going to pick them up for that price. Right. Oops, let's turn off our lights here. And now let's see, what are our trailers cost us. So I think last time we used this trailer, if we lease it, it's going to be $5,800. If we have them delivered, it's going to be $16,000. So if we do this, we're going to basically save about $11,000. So let's go ahead and have that delivered. And where's our truck? Where is our truck? Does anybody remember where our truck is? Oh, well, there he is. Oh, I remember what we did. We put him up here because we were going to load up our baler and run over to the cow area and get started in the morning. But buying sheep has trumped that for just a little bit. Hey Sean, how you doing? So Sean says lease the AR, you could have done it in one trip. I don't know any animal trailer that holds 82 sheep. So I've got I do have a larger double-decker animal trailer that holds, I don't know how many sheep it holds, but definitely doesn't hold 80-some. Oh, I'm doing good. Now there is a modded fifth wheel trailer that holds 100 of every animal, but that doesn't fall in the world of realism. So it would not be a mod we would use on this particular challenge. Now, I think what you're meaning is the road train pack animal trailers. didn't even think about those, but I assume that leasing 2 of those would cost us a fair bit of money. Because there is an AR animal module, but it definitely doesn't hold that many of each animal. Sheep. Buy. So let's just look at the road train pack. It holds 42 sheep, and it would have been $5,100 to lease. This one holds 32 sheep, and this one it would have cost me $9,000 to lease both of those. The rear one I don't think doesn't buy us anything, did it? I don't think it bought us any more sheep. Did it? 24, 42. So we could have done it in basically 2 trips, I guess, with the road train. Live and learn. Sadly, we won't be buying any more sheep after our trips here. We only need to make 3 trips. So we should slow down our trains just to reduce the chance that we'll get taken out by them. Alright, 1 down, 2 more to go. You all were fairly quick in the chat. Were you all waiting on me? I didn't get a chance to put up the schedule, or to schedule it. But I do try to do them pretty regular around 9:30. So a little bit ago I did a live stream on Mountain Valley Farm. I don't know if any of you all were able to catch that. I just put up the archive of that. That's Old Guy Farmer's Super Extra Hard Mode map, where you start out with nothing, and there are no fields on the map that are defined. You have to basically clear the land of trees, plow up your own field. If you want to use hired help, you basically, like course play, you basically need to map out the field, its boundaries first, and then use that course as your field definition. It's a bit of a departure from this particular challenge, because this challenge is all about getting things done as quick as possible. Auto load, basically. The Mountain Valley play that I'm doing is very slow, very manual, very deliberate. We're manual loading logs, we're manual loading bales. That map only lets you have cows. Alright, so that's 48. I guess we need to make 2 more loads, don't we? Because another 24, that would only be 72, right? That's okay, the animal point isn't too far away. Looks like we need to tend to our greenhouses. I see them up in glance. 4 of them are at 5% manure. I remember commenting the first time that we were up here to buy sheep that this entrance seems to be a bit weird with respect to this field. It's kind of hard to get in here with a trailer and not find yourself driving into their field. Hi Josh, or Jonathan, how are you doing? It probably is, because I can't drive. I don't know if you were in earlier, old guy, when I said that I did a short. It was only an hour. I did an hour live stream of Mountain Valley Farm. Kind of gave a little tour of the equipment we had around the farm. Showed the fields where we've been clearing them and everything, and then Sold a load of logs so we could run down to the store and lease up a harvester and get to our wheat. Alright, one more trip for the final 10. Yeah, I took driving lessons from a pedal to the floor kind of a person. If it's not worth getting there fast, then it's not worth getting anywhere. That's why driving the Ford is absolutely agonizing. So that was about 200,000 to our bank account there, but we'll get most of it back, and the wool production should be pretty nice come spring. Of course, I don't think they'll pay out near as well as 200 cows, but they do definitely require a significantly less amount of work. Alright, tell them to come pick that up. Close up our gate. And now we need to go tend to our greenhouses before they stop being productive. For those not in chat, Old Guy Farmer simply just gave a rather colorful explanation as to how much time those cows do take. So I don't know if you caught the stream where we had to service this darn telehandler or not, but I did not realize that this telehandler had a built-in maintenance script. We jumped in this thing. I think the last time we fed our greenhouses, and we got a notice that it needed maintenance, and it kept ticking down a timer on us, and it definitely didn't need maintenance for seasons, and it took us a fair bit of time to figure out how to maintenance the darn thing. We got Rubber Burner in chat, I see. We just bought 200 more sheep there, Rubber Burner. So come spring and summer next year, we'll be a wool factory for sure. Hopefully we won't take near as long as Mark does to tend to our greenhouses. I think on one of his videos it took him from sun up until like 3 p.m. to get his greenhouses in order. Although he does have a Mark does have a rather unique setup, and with his water and his manure pits. So we have 9 greenhouses that are now officially out of manure. Hey Joe, how are you doing? Welcome to chat. Just a few more greenhouses. With manure, water will take a lot less longer. Bye, Hendry. Have yourself a good evening. Or I guess for you, it might be a very early morning. Alright, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. So, what'd you think of the Mountain Valley setup, old guy farmer? I got a little bit of a chuckle when I saw you put a building there where I had put that that shed also. When I cleared that area of trees, I thought it was just begging to have a shed put in. And since it seems like the dolly trailers are the cheapest trailers that you get, I was buying a bunch of dolly stuff and I wanted something I could just pull through. And I was liking that Kloss harvester before I realized that the tipper I had was too tall. Definitely didn't like finding that out. Initially, I leased the newer Massey Ferguson, the one with the cab. Originally, I leased that. I leased the arm. Well, I bought the arms. I bought the log forks, and I leased a log trailer. And then as I sold loads, I eventually bought the tractor I've got now. Ended up keeping the Massey Ferguson arms. I don't know if they're shorter than the Stoll arms, but they reach the top of that trailer, just barely, but they reach. All right. Manure's down. Now we just need to give him some water. Yeah, I noticed when I put that shed down that the ground underneath it went to dirt. I don't know if it did that on... I I don't typically place too many sheds. So I don't know if that's normal or if that was Seasons doing that. You know, I hoped we had enough water in this trailer to do all our greenhouses, but now I don't think we do. I thought the, you know, I was expecting that new building that you were putting in the new map, in the map class series. Then when I saw the big red building, I thought, when you went on the inside, I thought, wow, that building looks a lot bigger on the inside than it does on the outside. I'd have to look at it some more to see if I thought that it it's before I can really tell you if it looks like it scales right. We've lost we've lost our poor semi in this water here about 3 times in this challenge. Did you all know that these ladders folded down? I've watched about 5 road train videos before someone pointed out that those ladders unfolded. Okay, so the dirt was due to something you did. So was it this one that needed more? No. This one, yeah, this one could use a little more water. And then tonight, before we end our stream, we're going to have to tend to our newly added sheep. I see we're down to 23% grass in there. I think I saw GrizzlyBearSims was planning on buying his grass bales over winter. For me, I felt I could make the grass or make the hay bales a lot cheaper than buying them. But then again, he doesn't have any baling equipment, so he would need to lease that. Alright. Greenhouses are cared for. It is 3:30. We need to get everything loaded up on that truck and head over to the cow area if we have any chance on getting all that stuff baled up before midnight. That field's still not at full growth. All right. Get lined up good. Well, we're lined up about as best as we can get. Alright, now where's the big M at? Oh, he's over there. Alright, sweet dreams. Make sure you have plenty of dreams of pink marshmallows in your heads. We're going to try to make sure we get all the bales off of this field in this time, as opposed to lose any. Let's make sure. Alright, he got through. Good. So while I'm not a huge fan of how this trailer unstacks its bales, I am a major fan at how versatile this trailer is. Given the fact that it holds 42 round bales and can be used to transport equipment, is just icing on the cake. We don't want to get too far ahead of our big M that he gives up. Let's see if he can make it. That looks bad. That looks... Oh, I knew that was going to be bad. I think he broke the steering. Alright, let's unload him here. Now we can't unload you because we got traffic. Alright, now I don't remember if we have two-way traffic on this road or if, or what, but apparently we do have two-way traffic. As this car just careens around the corner and just slams right into the front of us. That was totally their fault because we were stationary. Alright. Let's get some light on the subject. Come down here and do some tree cutting if the weather gets bad, assuming we can still drive. Speaking of that, we haven't looked at our forecast. Alright, so winter, we can see 5 of our 6 days of winter so far, and we've got rain in 2 days, sun for 2 days, and snow for the 5th day. Now that's a little different than what we had last year. Last year we didn't have any snow until the last day of winter. Hi Diane and JC Gaming, how are you doing? So the last 2 days of autumn we have cloudy weather, which is nice. We don't have to worry about rain interrupting our final push to mow. That's interesting. There, we finally got the "you don't own this field" message. Alright, he's officially given up, I guess. Alright. I was mowing a little slower than normal, but now we'll just put our foot down. Look at that! Look at that shadow creeping across the grass there. Mid-autumn, it gets dark quick and early. It is only 6:21. Seems like just a few days ago it wasn't getting dark until 8 o'clock. I'm just going to leave the forecast up there for a bit, just in case some other competitors in the challenge come by. And they may be curious as to what kind of winter we might get. I have to say, I was hoping a bit that we would have a little more dynamic weather than what we're seeing. Like, for example, GrizzlyBearSims had a horrid winter where he had 5 of 6 days of snow, which basically meant that he had so much snow on the ground he couldn't drive anywhere and anything other than the Scorpion King. And it wasn't until like day 4 of spring did the snow actually leave the ground. And I was kind of hoping we'd have a hard winter. I was kind of hoping that the game would kind of play the dice, and if you had a fairly mild winter, you would have a hard winter the next year, and if you had a hard winter, you'd have a decent winter the following year as kind of a payback balance types thing. But unless we get snow in day 6, we're pretty much the same kind of winter we had, except it's a little bit more rainy. So it's interesting, we have 1.8 hours on our Big M here. Let's go back and look at how many hours we have on this tractor. Four and a half. And the only time we've used this tractor has been to bale. And we bought this tractor at the exact same time that we bought the Big M. So I don't think we're going to get around to doing a mission today. I was wanting to do that plow mission, but buying the sheep kind of put a dent in that. So for those watching that haven't already heard about the challenge, this is the Old Guy Farmer's single player challenge. Information and rules are in the link in the description. Basically, we are playing for a chance to win the Platinum DLC that's coming out in November. The basis of the challenge is we play 3 consecutive game years on this map, which is an edit of Goldcrest Valley. We can have tractors no more than 250 horsepower. Harvesters or specialty purpose equipment like a truck is exempt to that ruling. We can only have 1 hired worker at any one point in time working. And basically at the end of 3 years, it's who has the most money, who's earned the most. We've got varying strategies. I'm employing the silage bale strategy of that's all we're doing is silage bales when we can. And when we can't, we're doing forestry. But along the same lines of our silage baling, should I be victorious in the challenge, then I am going to be giving away the Platinum DLC to somebody. And the way you enter is pretty simple. All you need to do is on episode 72, put in your comments how many bales do you think we have sold for the duration of the contest. So obviously you can't put in your guess until the last day. Whoever guesses the correct amount of bales first, based on the time date stamp of your comment, or if no one guesses the correct answer, whoever comes closest will be the recipient of a Steam copy of the Platinum DLC. And the only big hint that I'm going to give relates to the fact that we own sheep, and that when we sell a bale, the bale may be something other than a silage bale. I think we pulled 30 some bales off of this last time we did the a full mowing. So I'm hoping we get that good of a output this time around. If you recall, last time we mowed this, we had 2 mowers working in tandem, and then we had to drive them all the way back to the farm to pick up the baler, and then we had to drive it all the way back over here, and it basically took the entire game day to do all that driving and field work. That was before we had this particular flatbed. So I asked in my Mountain Valley Farm chat, what kind of maps are you all playing? Just curious. Sean's playing Mavericks. I mentioned that earlier. Are you still liking that map really good? Jonathan's playing Mountain Valley Farms. Are you playing the extra hard Homestead Edition or one of the other iterations? Because there are some iterations out there that have fields already defined, and then there's others that don't. There's a map that I was looking at earlier today that I'm going to be doing a video on. It's probably going to come out in a couple weeks. It's called Nickelonia, I think, the director's cut. And that map looks absolutely stunning. It is an absolutely stunning map with field layouts and all of the buildings and decorations and other things in the map. It's going to take quite a while to do a video of that one, just because there's so much in it. Almost done. Well, Sean, it's going to be at least it's going to be at least 2 weeks. The videos for this week, they're already done, and the videos for the following week are already done. So it'll probably come out in 3 Tuesdays. So not this Tuesday, not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. And that's barring any news that West Coast Hills or West Coast, whatever the new Bullet Bill map is, that's barring that map coming out. Because if that map shows up, then Clearly that video gets shoved to the top of the list. We're going to see if maybe we can get another bail out of this thing. It's pretty funny when the baler's limited speed is just a little bit slower than the tractor's maximum speed. It's almost like it's not worth turning the baler off to try to drive around. Now that should do it. I can pick this up. No, not quite. One little bit. Yeah, that might do it. There we go. You can wait. That's right, just sit there. We're not going to pick these bales up right now. We're not going to get around here to mow this anymore. So we're just going to load our baler up. Bring our big M back to the farm. Oh, I was like, did I find a tree with no collision on it? Then we're going to tend to our sheep, and hopefully we can get all that done before midnight. I don't know if we'll be able to do that though with it almost being 11 o'clock. I don't know why the Big M doesn't have his lights on. Pulling on in, pretty late at night, pretty long day. Alright, let's see how quick we can get our sheep done. I have no intention of working past midnight. Alright, what on earth is going on here? Worst lights ever on a tractor, right here. Alright, we got just a few seconds. We're going to drop this bale and we're going to fast forward time. And it is day 5. Now, let's finish our sheep up. So they're probably going to take about a bale a day now, going forward. Still not full. Let's see here, the water gauge is on the back of this trailer. No, it's not. It's on the front and the back. Figured I would go ahead and hook it up to this trailer. Big guess as to where the tongue is. There we go. Alright, so while that's emptying, we're going to pick up our eggs, check our finances, and we'll call this a stream. We'll call this a day. Thank you everybody for watching. If you liked what you see, please click the like button. If you didn't like what you see, then that's fine. You can just move on. We're down 235,000 yesterday because we bought all of our sheepies. Running costs, leasing costs are up because we leased a trailer. Animal upkeep is up because we went from 118 sheep to 200. Property maintenance is up, probably because we bought the sheep. Property income is steadied off pretty good. It's down a little bit because we ran out of manure. That's our manure cost. It's $57 for Follow Me. That's not too terrible bad. So, now we need to, I want to check on alright. Let's go up here and check on this field. I don't think it's ready to cut yet. I do want full growth if I can. Not seeing anything. Huh. Let's see what we got over here. We just mowed that. We just baled this. We're not going to have any growth on this. No. Alright, I think the strategy for tomorrow, or for game day 5, when we come in here to stream this tomorrow, we're going to bale 14 and 24. We're going to save this field for day 6, and that's how we're going to end our autumn. We're going to bale 14 and 24 tomorrow. Hopefully we'll also run a plowing job on this field, and then we will bale this up on game day 6 of autumn, and hopefully also buy this field and put grass in it. So that's the plan for the next 2 game days for anyone that's curious. Now that I've said that game plan, now we'll see how the times change and if we end up with a different strategy in the end. So thanks for watching everybody, and until next time, happy farming.